Very good morning. I'm Raghavender Yadgirkar. I'm an HR professional for the last 2 decades. The kind of question I have in front of me, or the challenge, how do you ensure that L&D initiatives align with the overall business goals and objectives of the organization? So I have a very simple belief that you should be aligned to the business requirements as any professional would be. Uh, Even the L&D professional, because the idea is to serve the business needs more than your functional needs. So once you are aligned and have a series of meetings, what are the top 3 challenges that the business is facing today? Once we have those conversations, I definitely believe that you will get the kind of requirements that the business is kind of looking at. Some of the organizations where I worked, I had something like the challenges were mostly from an IR perspective or a HR perspective. What we ended up doing was bringing the L&D interventions or the OD interventions, I would call that. So one of the example was we did this with some of the workers at one of the organization I worked. The idea was the workers were not kind of aligned to the requirements of the business. The business was struggling because of the issues each and every day. The business was facing a lot of disruptions to the production. So we thought about kind of having an own L&D intervention, which was not kind of saying directly to the workers that this is wrong, this is right, this is how we want you to kind of look at. So we thought we'll do an OD intervention, which is kind of taking care of their personal development rather than look at the business point. So once we treated the worker from the perspective of a human being, and that they too have their personal needs, they too have their own personal social life challenges at a societal level or at the family level. So we ended up creating one session or a workshop which was open-ended, but at the same time the objective was each one gets the message in the sense like or an understanding that as a human being, how are we kind of bringing ourselves into the organization? Are we disrupting the production? Are we actually enabling the production? Or are we having any challenges which are not, for which we are not getting help? So when these kinds of interventions were done, more of an experiential learning, as I would call it, each and every worker came back and said, this is the first time we've been treated like a human being, and our requirements were met. So when we did, we also got a feedback from each one of them and said the family is facing these challenges because of the kind of treatment to the child or treatment to the spouse, the better half. Those things kind of kept emerging when we went into this program. And this all this intervention happened over a period of 6 months. And when we look back, the whole thing changed in that organization. So therefore, it is more like if I put it in a kind of language, I would say where there is a need of what do you say, rice and dal, don't serve pizzas. So therefore, that's how the L&D professional must behave. He must understand, he or she must understand what are the requirements of the organization, try and understand those requirements, and then say deliver on those business requirements, rather than saying that no, I know these all the skills which are there in the world. Maybe I know this technology, I know that thing, but if it doesn't suit the requirements of the business or serve the needs of the business, things will not work out. So that's the way I have been kind of working in different organizations. That's the way each organization has a different needs. So one must always align with the business needs, and whenever we do that, things automatically fall in place. So this is my take on the alignment of the L&D professionals with the business needs. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I have to say today. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and it is nice sharing your thoughts. Thanks for the organizers making this happen. Thank you very much.